I was laying on my bed just like every night, trying to find a video to sleep on. That's when I stumbled upon a strange channel which had three videos at a time. I watched them all. What I saw made me think about them all night. The channel's called Random Videos I found on USB. Reading the channel description, it states that the channel owner found a USB drive outside his house, and upon checking it, he found out that it had a folder with the name Selma on it. So join me in the mystery of uncovering the secrets of these videos. The first video starts in what looks like a mountainside base. Note that the video has no sound. Our protagonist goes around her house and she looks to be scared of something outside. She carefully checks her surroundings, then she starts to mine down. She looks very nervous and scared when mining. Then she reaches the bottom and looks outside where it appears there is nothing. She looks like the most paranoid person I have ever seen, and from that alone you can tell something's wrong here. Then she mines a flower while placing slabs for viewing, stares at the flower for a bit, then continues observing. Then she goes back up and places more slabs. Then she carefully sneaks back to the other side. She blocks the entrance while being cautious about her movements. She sits there and moves very strangely for some odd reason, and then the video ends. First video was strange for sure. The protagonist, which I will refer to her as S, seems to be very paranoid and scared about what's outside her world. Going into the description, we see the message from S stating,
Hey guys, I'm Salma, and that's my first video.
if we want to know more about this, then let's continue into the next video titled I'm Scared. The video starts with S greeting us using a sign. Then she apologizes for last video for being afraid to go out. She could just be scared of the dark, but something tells me that's not the case. And I was right since she says that thing is watching from afar. Now this couldn't simply just be a zombie or a skeleton because these mobs constantly move, but she describes that thing as watching her directly from afar. Mobs have a very limited range which they can see the player, which means it has to be something or someone else. But I'm getting ahead of myself. S claims that she have fixed the sound problem, which is true. The video does have sound, unlike the last episode. Then she says she will expand the shelter in this video. She doesn't call it a house or home or even a base. She refers to it as a shelter, which is odd to say the least. She places a sign as if she wants to say something, but then breaks it. Then she goes to look outside her shelter. She looks outside very carefully, as if sensing that something is watching her. Then she goes back inside. Then she writes about needing to light up her shelter and states that she hopes lamps or something similar will be added. Which begs the question, does she know that torches are in the game? Seems like she is new to Minecraft and doesn't know the basics yet. She seems to be playing on an alpha version, which means that these videos had to have been recorded in 2010. She says that she will search how to make light, which further proves my theory. Then she begins to expand her shelter as she said before. She mines up and then quickly blocks it off as if remembering something. Then she states it's a bad idea. We can hear footsteps up there. Could it be the thing watching her? Then she cleverly makes a slab to let light shed inside the shelter, without allowing the thing watching or entering her so-called shelter. She also says it's a safe light source, and she also says it can't get with only slab brick blocky thingy. The fact that she doesn't know what to exactly call it further indicates that she is new to the game. She says her mouse is red because it's her favorite color. Note that she wrote favorite wrong. Could she be young? We don't know yet. Then she rambles about some other girl's opinions and goes back to expand the shelter, finally. Then she realizes it's getting dark and starts to get scared. She says that it's cold and her hands are freezing. Is she playing in winter or in a cold room? Then she goes to check outside and quickly blocks the way. Then she looks through the slabs outside and then we see this. Did you catch it? It seems like it's the thing S is talking about. The thing that is watching her finally appeared in her face, scaring her to the point of straight up quitting the game. When I checked the description, I was shocked, to say the least. She says the following.
I know, I did, it's haunting me, I swear, I did. No one believes, everyone is saying that I'm going crazy. Please comment and tell me that I'm not hallucinating, please.
The original date was 2010, September 11. Then the channel owner says, the first video on the USB was pretty normal, but this is real disturbing, not gonna lie. Give me your thoughts in the comments. It appears that the girl named Selma is facing a seriously disturbing entity that watches her, haunts her, wherever she goes. And no one believes her as she says that people are saying she is going crazy. Those people mostly being her friends. We can tell from her rambling earlier that she is quite young and so more afraid to do anything while being watched. That's why in the previous two videos we never see her actually get outside her shelter. But that's all about to change in the next episode. It starts at night just like the first one, and here we see the strangest detail, her skin. It's one of the new set of skins added to Minecraft. How does she have it equipped when she's playing in beta? Also, we can see the version being beta 1.0, which makes the video's date at roughly... Wait a second. If we check the description, it states that the original description had the date of 2010 September 25, which is odd. Minecraft Beta 1.0 was released at the 2010th of December and not September. Could our protagonist have an early access version of the game? We can also hear music playing in the background, which is the famous Mice on Venus soundtrack. Could it mean anything? She welcomes the viewers and then says she doesn't know why, but her skin is different. She types very slowly as usual, but seems slower than the previous episodes. Then she says that she made her shelter quote unquote a more cozier place. She has been outside, but didn't record. Then she looks behind to show us the place, which looks way nicer than the first and second video. Then she says the entity is no longer there, and that she figured out how to make torches and make the entity never show up. She breaks a wooden plank covering the window, and we see a giant cobblestone structure where we last saw that entity in video 2. Then she checks outside through the other window and pauses for a couple of seconds and moves back near her bed. Then she says that she's gonna wait for the daytime in her bed. Then the video cuts to daytime. Then she says, well, come to think of it, I might have been just imagining things. Anyways, let's go to the caves. Wait, she's gonna go out to the caves? Then she gets scared by the footsteps outside. So much for going to a cave. Anyways, then we hear a sound of a skeleton taking damage. She carefully goes to the door and breaks it open. Here we can get a clear view of the structure that the protagonist built to block the entity's view. Here we can get a clear view of the structure or wall the protagonist has built to block the entity's view. Note that the wall is exactly where we saw the entity the last time. S slowly makes her way down while looking everywhere, making sure the entity isn't there. Then she goes to a mined tree, and then there is a skeleton nearby burning. S quickly hides behind the tree. The skeleton dies, and S mentions it's her first time seeing this monster, which indicates that she never have been outside during the night time. Then she makes her way into a nearby cave which seems to be blocked by gravel. Then she goes to walk trying to find another cave. She accidentally falls and states that she needs to be more careful. After finding another dead end, she goes outside and continues her way. Then she finds this slab and says that she didn't place it, and she thinks it could be her little brother, asking if he had used her PC. Then she enters a cave while looking outside into the dark, ominous sky, and then says, "This dark is," and then pauses and says, "It's bad." What does she mean by "it's bad"? Maybe it's scary or something. Then she walks and gets jump scared by the entity, which makes a loud sound and music starts to play. She runs off, blocking the way with their blocks, trying to desperately escape the scary entity. She walks off, moving nervously as she makes her way back home, and we can realize that the video started to glitch a lot while she was near the entity. Then we see a picture that shows the entity looking at a blocked off area S has just escaped from. She's trying to write, but she can't. She is making a lot of grammar mistakes out of her fear. Then she says she thinks her dad heard her scream and thinks she's in trouble. Then she goes back to try and find a cave. She passes a tree where the video cuts to what seemed to be a glitch, just like the last one, but S doesn't notice it and continues to explore as if nothing happened, while a nice music is playing which doesn't even exist. It's called Chris and wouldn't be added to Minecraft until at March 4th, 2011. So far, we have seen two oddities with her version. Her skin, which seems to be from the future, and same with the music. The version itself wouldn't be released until months after September, yet she have it. There is definitely something wrong here. S continues her way and finds a sheep, and the music oddly stops mid-track. S kills the sheep in cold blood and carefully makes her way down to the cave. She hears the sound of monsters and makes torches and carefully goes down. She sees the skeleton, but she's too scared to go to it. Then she gets jump scared by the arrow sound. She sits there until she encourages herself to go kill it. Then goes in like an Irhabi and tries to kill the skeleton. She succeeds, then she picks up the sign and seems proud and happy of herself. Then she mines iron, she finds more coal and then iron and goes to mine them while hearing noises of monsters. She seems to be afraid from those sounds, but then the sounds become too much and she says she can't take it anymore and decides to take off her headphones. After she takes them off, we can hear what appears to be a cave sound, but the thing is, it's not. After checking every single cave sound in the game, none sounded like this, which leaves me to speculate that it's the entity sound. Then she goes further down the cave. She finds the monsters that have been making those sounds. She writes, she found, but as she is writing, we can see a pair of white eyes watching from afar. Could this be the entity? The video glitches again and we see S trying to fight the monster, but then goes back quickly with the video glitching even more. She goes back to the way she came from, then puts a sign and says, "Alright, I'm putting the headsets back on." And just on top of the sign, we see this. Can you see it? The same pair of white eyes secretly watching our protagonist from the dark. Then she mines the iron. Then she complains about the skin being ugly, which I agree. I mean, what is this really? How did we go from Steve and Alex to this? She goes to mine even more iron because why not? And then she continues to explore the cave and mines coal like a slave. Seriously, and I don't even have an idea why her skin isn't black already. And she says, finally, it's time to go. Then she oddly keeps breaking the stone block after breaking the sign. Then she says her mouse got stuck and apologizes. Anyways, she makes her way back up. And that's when she gets jump scared by a skeleton shooting an arrow at her. She, being scared out of her wits, blocks herself in panic. Then she slowly mines and tries to take down the skeleton. She gets hit again and panics. She looks up to see that the skeleton has just got killed by an unknown source. Then she swears, asking what was that. Then she goes up, seeing that it's nighttime, which is a bad sign. She is finally on the surface, visibly scared and agitated. She is trying to look for a way back to the shelter, but she seems to be lost. Then she tries to fight a creeper, staring at it because most likely she doesn't know what a creeper even is. She panics and starts to go to the direction of her shelter. That's when we see the abnormal amount of monsters surrounding her as she is escaping. She keeps looking back in terror, finally seeing her shelter. She tries to go up, but the skeletons knock her down. She leaves, and then she cleverly turns the difficulty to peaceful and then join back again. She says that was scary as heck and that her heart hurts, possibly from extreme fear and panic. She goes back up to the shelter and torches the way up. Then she says never going out again. She smells the iron, looks outside, pauses for a second. Then she says, alright guys, see you later in the next episode. Goodbye. And then the video ends. That video that had the most oddities and stuff to unpack. First of all, the version which has still not been released. And secondly, her skin, which wouldn't be added until very later on. And that entity which is basically stalking her, looking at her even in the caves. Judging by the white eyes, it could be Herobrine, but we don't have much proof yet. The description says, I saw my video, I saw those eyes, I saw everything, he's haunting me, I'm scared. I can't go back to that world again, I'm sorry, but I can't. I can't be imagining things. Stop calling me crazy, I'm not. I swear. Seems like everyone in the comments is calling her crazy, and as we speculated before, her friends. Then the channel owner, the person who found the USB drive containing these videos, says, looks like the comments are calling her crazy alongside her family members and friends. I feel sorry for her, poor girl. One thing is for sure, she's getting more paranoid by the minute. How did he know her family members and friends are calling her crazy? Does the channel owner know our protagonist? We don't have much evidence to go off, but it seems weird. Or maybe he saw more videos on that USB. He only have posted the 3 videos so far and nothing else. To be able to know what happened to the girl Salma and uncover the true secret of the entity stalking her, we will have to wait for the channel owner to upload more videos. Until then, that's part 1 of the mystery of the stalking entity that stalks this seemingly random innocent girl. This video has taken a lot of time and effort to make, so I hope that you repay that time and effort by liking and subscribing to the channel. Until then, see you in the next episode. Goodbye.